steel shapes steel, the spirit shapes the soul. HOI. Iron sharpens iron.
Plantation. 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation. Saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating. Ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation.
Rejoice in tribulations, demonstrate patience in every situation, picking up the pieces to their heart restoration. People broken hearted and in need of salvation. We in captivity, we done lost our history, disconnected from his laws, now there's no integrity. Here's the book and let them see, because they dying in these streets, walking in darkness, and where the carcass is, the eagles be. Walking in darkness and where the carcass around us like vultures, murder on their mind when they approach us. Let your light shine, watch them scatter like roaches. Babylon falling cause we taking back our culture. Heal our land, Abba now, put us back in agriculture. This word burning them up, Romans is a flamethrower. We prophesy destruction, nukes coming, game over. International, continental, ballistic missile. Them bombs dropping like rain, no drizzle. The lake of fire make them sizzle, showing fruits of the spirit. We don't gather figs of thistles.
That's the dog, you know, so just like you were saying, right?
Hey, my name is Amani Bright Laws. I'm a travel business owner. My business is Always Shine Bright Travel, where we help you discover your next bright destination. I want to talk to you really quickly today about becoming a travel business owner. Listen, if your passion is traveling, if your passion is exploring the world, if your passion is wanting to travel and explore the world, then you should become a travel business owner, okay? I have 2 easy ways to get started. Less than 1 minute, okay? The first way, up here, our website, travelagentworkshop.com. And please use my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? The second way is a text code. Text the word workshop to the number 281-767-9711. And again, reference my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright. Okay? Listen, the workshop is free. It's a free 3-day workshop, which gives you all the information on how to get started to become a travel business owner. Okay? Any questions that you have will get answered within that workshop. Okay? So, let me meet you on the money-making side of travel where you can turn your passion into your paycheck.
Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Chef D-Nail, over here at Guess Who's Cooking. Good cooking, good eating, good living. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday about this time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got the chicken and dumplings, all right? We got the perch fish with the mac and cheese, with the yams, with the 5 cheese toast over here on the Texas side. And of course, we got the world famous turkey tips, all right? We also got, on this one, we got the greens with the turkey tails, and we got the spaghetti. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the link, 773-992-4737 is the phone number to place your order every Sunday, all right? And you can hit us up on the Cash App to make payments at Guess Who's Cooking, the number 2. All right? You can hit the www.guesswho'scooking on the World Wide Web. You can catch us on Facebook Marketplace under Guess Who's Cooking. And, of course, on TikTok, man, at Guess Who's Cooking. Come on down. Get your orders.
Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and be a light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You could put the heart inside, don't top my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find, tell me now. Tell me what you need to find.
Blood drain out. Sell your soul, get a shell in your nose, then I'm sending you to hell with your melon blown. Bust chrome, big hole in your snow cone. Crush bones like Mad Max in the Thunderdome. Remote control, government drones hovering above your home. Robot dogs and human clones. Gas mask on my face out the safe zone. Earthquake make the ground break and shake stone. Case closed, I can't wait to slay foes like Conan the Barbarian with Grace Jones. Revelation 1-8 with the faith of Job, escaping Rome to make it home in the ancient robe. Gold bracelet and I made it known. After 3 days I rose with my name engraved in the throne. Shalom. 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 Shalom.
God is the truth. The devil is a lie. Since our youth, man, we all know the devil is a lie. History books. The devil is a lie. The Bible is the truth. Man, we all know the devil is a lie. Micah 5:7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as the dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the Son of Man. And a remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as the young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth into pieces, and none can be delivered. Huh? Yeah. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabarakatah. Kwam Yasharala. All praises. Hallelujah. All praises.
in the New York heat like a lost sheep, culture like Fishdale, cause I move fish scales. Never could tell, cause I lack intel. Only had smiles when I booed at the resale. Now I'm in jail, hurt, but you couldn't tell. Hardcore D-steps when I'm in cells. Frustrated when I looked, there was no mail. Got stomped by the cops till my face swelled. My soul cried to the God, but I couldn't yell. Even Mike stood close while I'm in pain. DMX said, y'all can't stop the rain. To my home with his brass and iron bars. Didn't know that's a curse placed by y'all. Why did God put these curses upon me? Deuteronomy 28 and 23. And explains the whole plot of the shit beat. Now I'm free from the brass and the bars. Just to walk the earth with the motion, the scars. The healing that I got it from the book that was God's. Every last word touched the soul and the heart. Moses raised the staff and the oceans apart. Stepped over the gates of God took apart. I've been through the traps so the devil has survived. And we all know that the devil is alive.
God is the truth.
The devil is alive.
Since our youth.
Man, we all know the devil is alive.
History books.
The devil is alive.
The Bible is the truth.
Man, we all know the devil is alive.
The devil is a lie. Yahweh is the truth. The devil is a liar. Revelation 12 and 9 is the proof. The devil is a liar. Yahweh is the truth. The devil is a liar. Revelation 12 and 9 is the proof. God is the truth.
The devil is alive.
Since our youth.
Man, we all know the devil is alive.
History books.
The devil is alive.
Shalom. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom, everybody. All praises. Shabbat shalom. I'm praying that everybody's having a wonderful Shabbat thus far. I'm definitely having one. All praises to the Most High. First and foremost, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, for giving us this Shabbat. I ask that he move me out of the way and be the words that go out that need to teach his children what he put upon my heart. All praises to the Most High. Amen. Last week. I guess last week. Well, Thursday. I came out with the first lesson to this, Stockholm Syndrome, and it was so much information that we had to do a part 2. So the name of this is Stockholm Syndrome, part 2, post-traumatic slave syndrome. You know, our people are out here, we're suffering, and we don't even understand why. We look at things and we're like, oh, I wonder why this, I wonder why that. First and foremost, before you come into this truth, you know, I used to wonder why everybody hated us, you know. So now I got an understanding on that. And, you know, if I was them, I'd hate us too. You know what I'm saying? But now you wonder why your people are so sick. You know, you look at your people, like, for instance, we were in the projects the other day. I went in the projects to go take care of something up here in Harlem. And, you know, you step in the elevator and, you know, there's urine all over the place. And you're like, well, why? Why does our people want to live like this? You know what I'm saying? Why do we always want to glorify murder, glorify filth? Come on home with me. It's piss in the elevators, this, that, and the third. Like that is something to brag upon, and we are royal people. You understand? Why do we do this? You know, these are some of the questions that I've been asking myself all my life when I came up out of that mindset. You understand? Because I used to be a part of that mindset as well. You know, I wanted to be the roughest, toughest, you know what I'm saying, grimiest cat in the streets. I wanted that name, you know what I'm saying, and brag about, oh, you know, if you look back at some of the videos about with Naughty by Nature about East Orange, how they were in the projects and bandit buildings and all of that. And that gave us some type of credibility. You know, East Orange now, are we thoroughbreds? Nah, man, that's not what it's all about. That's a condition that we suffer with or because of slavery. That's a condition we suffer with because of these curses. And that's a condition we suffer with because of our disrespect to the Most High. Remember, the prophets were crying. Prophet Jeremiah, he was crying. He was weeping because he saw a prestigious people. Remember, we got the blood of Yahushua in us. And we still show remnants of it, you know, when, for instance, when we wear our gold, you understand? You go into the Bible. I remember us wearing chunk jewelry back in the day, and everybody's saying, oh, you know, the white man doesn't do that. Look at how the white man dresses. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't dress like that. Well, the white man is not royalty. When you go into the scriptures, you see that our people are royalty and that our ancestors wore chunk jewelry. We wore gold teeth. It's all in the scriptures. And we emulate that. It comes down through us, you know, through the DNA of who we are. The white man is a base man. You know what I'm saying? The book of Daniel talks about putting a base man over us. That's why he sits up there. He dresses like a bum. He doesn't care. He's not royal. He's not supposed to be there. You understand? That's our position, you know, and he doesn't know how to play our position because it's not in his blood. We are royal people. So what makes a royal people? You know what I'm saying? Come from that to this, you know, and it was obviously, we know, first coming into this truth, it's obvious because we broke the covenant of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We broke the covenant, which was to follow him. Once he sprinkled the blood upon us with the hyssop tree, it was locked in stone because everything is a blood covenant with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You understand? So once that was broken, you know, as it says, the stranger that was low raised up high and we went down low. That's why we're in the projects. That's why we're pissing in elevators. You understand? And thinking it's cool. That's why we're murdering each other. That's why we're treating our women like whores. That's why women don't have the respect for us like they used to. It's all a part of what they did. They separated us, and now we're at odds. Every time you can't even go on the freaking internet without us beefing. And not even understanding that that's our demise. But at any rate, you know, us in the truth, I know some of it sprinkles into the truth, but us in the truth, we're at least here trying to rebuild. We're at least here trying to understand our conditioning. We're coming back to the Most High God. You understand? We're coming back to the existence of understanding who we are. We're coming back to the existence of being the children, the royal bloodline of Yasharallah. Yasharallah. All praises to the Most High. Listen, like I said, the name of this is Stockholm Syndrome Part 2. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. If you could put up that definition, Baba Kashar, so my brother Gabar Ash can read it for us, because they have medical terms for the things that we go through. And this is a part of us getting it together and understanding, you know, what's going on with us. This is not normal. You know what I'm saying? This is not normal for us. When we read our scriptures, we see, you know, what was normal for us. And this is definitely not normal for us. So read that for me, Baba Kashar.
All right, Khan. Post-traumatic slave syndrome, PTSS, is a theory developed by Dr. Joy DeGruy that describes a set of behaviors, beliefs, and emotions resulting from centuries of multi-generational trauma, chattel slavery, and ongoing institutionalized racism against African Americans. It explains how this coupled with continued oppression, has created adaptive survival behaviors that can manifest as trauma-related symptoms, including but not limited to panic, anxiety, and a lack of self-worth.
God. So this is what we're going to delve into today. If you remember the first part one, we actually went into we read an article about the studies on what they study on mice. Now we know that they studied mice to put them in closed quarters, the projects, and then they came up with that as a project. They studied the mice, and then they implicated it through us. We studied, we read the study on the mice where it said that the mice passed down certain things through their DNA, certain fears, everything that happens, they pass it down. The traumatic experience, it goes on. It goes through their DNA. Their children's children don't even have to experience it. It's just automatically brought into their DNA. And so this is what the doctor is talking about, post-traumatic slave syndrome, all the atrocities that our ancestors have seen, and they sit up there and tell us to get over it, but it's being passed down. It's being passed down to us from centuries and centuries of abuse. And then they tell you to get over it. You understand? No. We scientifically know that you studied these things. You go back to the Willie Lynch letters. It explains everything that's happening to us today. This devil is a mad scientist of psychology, of everything. When the Most High picked a villain, he picked the best villain ever. You understand what I'm saying? He's calculated. You understand? Just like when he dropped crack in our neighborhood, you think he did that for just that moment? No, what you're seeing today is from crack, because it totally obliterated the family. You turned you brought our mothers out of the houses, you know what I'm saying? And they were out here doing tricks. And then, the young daughter ended up raising them. Now you got 30-year-old grandmothers. And then look at the destruction of the family from there, when we had some semblance of a family unit, which the family nucleus makes up the community, makes up the neighborhood. Now look, we went from a neighborhood to a hood. You understand? So all of these things are calculated. Give me that video. It's the doctor herself. It's a sister. Doctor who has come up with this theory. So put the video up of her, Babaka Shaw, and let's hear what she has to say. It's a short clip, but I implore you to look these things up. You understand? Pass them on to your family, to your children. We got to understand the condition our people are in, instead of just looking at them saying, foul things about. Where's the compassion for your people? Go ahead, brother. Play that video, Baba Kashaw.
Is an explanatory theory that really looks at multi-generational trauma. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is an explanatory theory that really looks at multi-generational trauma. One of the things that's difficult for people is their first response is, oh my God, that happened so long ago. We're talking about people being captured, shipped, sold, beaten, raped, experimented on. And then you have to ask the question, did the trauma continue? Yes. So 300 years of trauma, no help, freed, no help, more trauma. If it's a sustained trauma, then the impact of that is also sustained. When we look at multi-generational trauma, we're looking at people who are maybe victims of natural disasters and their families and their children, and generations of folks who have experienced war. And we know that there are residual mental, emotional, traumatic impact. And what I did was I started to look at the African-American experience, starting with slavery, as a real clear long enduring trauma. I started to see that there were clear connections between that survival behavior and contemporary living in African American experience. I started to see common behaviors that I took for granted as, well, cultural. There's adaptive behaviors, survival behaviors. Well, what are they? Let's just say 2019, you have a Black mother and a white mother. The sons go to school together. They find themselves at a meeting. The Black mother leans over to the white mother and says, I just wanted to mention to you that I noticed that your son is really doing quite well. And the white mother's response is, oh, thank you. She begins to go on and on about he won the science fair, his uncle's an astronaut. She's just oozing. She realizes the Black mother's son is actually excelling her son. And she says, well, wait a minute. Your son's the one that's really coming along. And the Black mother responds, oh my God, he's a handful, but oh, he just works my nerves. Now, when I'm working with African-American people, it doesn't matter what the audience is. It doesn't matter what class. If I were to ask, is she very proud while she's saying those denigrating things? And everybody laughs and goes, of course, there's a secret. Because everybody Black knows that even though the Black mother is going, oh my God, she's really proud. So now let's roll that scene back 300 years. And let's say this Black mother is working in the fields and a white slave owner comes through and says, wow, that boy is really coming along. What is she gonna say? No, he's not. He's stupid. He's shiftless. He can't work because I don't want you to sell him. So I denigrate them to protect them. That is called appropriate adaptation when living in a hostile environment. The little white boy, say Timmy, he feels really comfortable and happy about what his mom just said about him. And Trey looks at his mom and wonders, why can't you be proud of me? Because he doesn't understand the secret yet. And by the time he learns the secret, he will have already been injured by it. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. PTSD is a disorder that occurs as a result of a single trauma. You don't even have to be there to actually get a diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder. You could just hear about something horrific happening to someone you love. So you have people who have experienced it firsthand, people who have witnessed it in their environment, right? People who are continuing to be oppressed. That exacerbates any possibility of healing. So it's not post-traumatic stress disorder, because then it becomes part of what we call your socialization process. So you begin to normalize a way of living and being, everything from what we eat to what we believe it means to be a friend. All of these things are colored by history. And if you don't understand it, you're going to fold in things that you've just assumed are normal. But post-traumatic stress disorder, exaggerated startle response, outbursts of anger, feeling of foreshortened future. There was a point where there were African-American children in different urban settings that didn't expect to live to be adults because they saw so much death, that they started planning their funerals like at 13, 12, as young as 10. When you start looking at the simple biology, you start looking at the impact of stress on health. And while we look at general stress, we know finances, you have illnesses, all these different things. How about being Black? How does factoring in being Black in America impact your stress level and therefore your body's ability to operate its own immune system? Because we know it compromises the immune system. Once you understand it, then you can deal with it. Because you see, it's habitual. You socialize. It becomes part of your being. So one of the ways you begin to address that multi-generational trauma is to work with the people it directly impacts, to hear from them. And when you give the people the information, they can use it. I think the first order of business is beginning to have a conversation. And the other is to educate the larger society. You have to stop the assault. So this is not purely a clinical thing. This requires social justice and change. That's where part of the healing is. It's not in a clinical setting or in a pill. It's in fairness and justice and safety and equity. We got to work with some of those clinical things, some of those issues of panic and anxiety. And we also have to deal with the fact that you have a system that is set up to oppress you and to continue to injure you. Both those things have to be dealt with. And they cannot singularly by themselves affect a change. They have to be done collectively.
Imagine.
Dwala, you see that? These things are things that we pass on unknowingly. You know what I'm saying? We pass these things on. It was an excellent example on what the mothers do. You know, oh, he's a handful, he's this and that. She's deflecting, trying to save him and protect him, not understanding. And he doesn't understand. He's like, why can't my mother be proud of me and uplift me like the white mother? You understand? These things trickle down, man. So it's imperative that, you know, we understand what has been done to us. You know, we come under the assumption, oh, it's been years ago. I never was a slave, this, that, and the third, not understanding the science behind it, the psychological things that have happened to us behind it. We don't understand it. You know, one thing she said is that, you know, the other nations or society has to change, but we know that it's never going to change. So we have to work within ourselves to repair ourselves, man, as best we can. And that's through these scriptures. That's through understanding. You understand? Understanding what's going on with us so that we can teach our babies, so that we can teach our children. So it goes down to our grandchildren and everything. Now, I you know, something similar, but it's not exactly on this line. But it is, you know, I'm just going to give you an example of me and my son, right? Now, my father ended up doing a lot of time, right? 17 and a half years. So when I held my son at the hospital, I promised my son, I said, you'll never see me in jail, because I used to hate, and I can remember going to see my father, you know, because he would do bids here and there, 18 months here, you know, because he, you know, Southern boy, he didn't play. He'd pop a cap in your kneecaps, you know, but we would end up going and visiting him. And I can remember being a little kid and going and, you know, on a Sunday, and you get to have the cookies and the juice and everything, and you're with your father and your mom's there and you're running around and it seems like family time, right? Then when it was time to leave, you had to leave your father behind. That was traumatic to me, right? That was traumatic. So I would hate, I was like, can I stay? I would kick and scream and cry. Can I stay? Can I stay with my father? Obviously I couldn't. He was in jail. So one thing, when I held my son, I said to him, I remember this as a baby, I told him, I said, you know what, you're never going to visit me behind bars. Because I hated that feeling. I said, you'll never visit me behind bars, and I'll always be there for you. And all praises to the Most High, I'm still here for my son. But I told him, I said, there's a lot of things that I didn't get from my father to him, and there's a lot of mistakes that I made. So I said, I broke one of the cycles, so now let's me and you get together, and whatever I did wrong to you because I wasn't taught, let's get together and make it better for my grandbaby, so they don't have to experience what you experienced and what I experienced. And that's what we're doing here today. You understand? We're diving into things. We're delving into things so that we can pass these things along, so that we can stop certain things. Like that one, what was it? G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle, baby. All praises to the Most High. Let's get into some scriptures, because we know why we're going through this, because spiritually we disrespected the Most High. So now we understand, you know, that this is a part of it, you know. So let's get into some more of the curses. We started off in the first series with some of the curses, and we're gonna start this one off with some of the curses. Give me Deuteronomy 28:15 first, Baba Kashaw.
Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now we know for a fact those aren't blessings that we're passing down through post-traumatic slave disorder, through Stockholm syndrome. So they are curses. You understand? Curses that are from the Most High God because what? We disrespected him. We broke the covenant. Our ancestors did. And we're suffering for it. Let me get 19 through 23, Baba Kashar. We're staying in Deuteronomy 28.
Verse 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
That's talking about cursed shall thou be when we come into the world, and cursed we are when we go out of the world. Most I will. Now that we're back into this, we're breaking these things. This is why we're passing it down. We're passing down these blessings instead of these curses now. But come on.
The Most High shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do.
Unto for to do. Read on.
Until thou be destroyed.
And
until thou.
Go ahead, Shalakia. Go ahead.
And until thou perish quickly.
We are destroyed and we're perishing quickly. You understand? Whether it's through sickness, whether it's through black on black crime, whether it's through, whatever. The black man himself is predicted to die, or the average age at 54 years old. We're dying young. We're not healthy. You understand? These are curses. Read on.
Because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
We forsake the Most High and his statutes and his commandments. And this is why these things are happening to our people. This is why they go through so much to cover up who we are, because when we know who we are, now we can correct it. Like, oh my God, I'm from Judah. I'm an Israelite. And then I go into these curses. Then I say, what did I do to disrespect it? What did I do to bring this on me? And then you find out it's because you didn't follow the commandments. Then you find out it was because you were doing the pagan things and everything. And now you correct that with your God. You understand? That's why they don't want us to know about this stuff. Read on.
Verse 21. The Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
See, all the disease, all the filth. When I was talking about going into the projects, all the filth. And we sit up there and we act like we love it. Like this is what we're supposed to be. No, it's not, man. This is a curse. And the only way we break it is coming back to our Father, coming back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
The Most High shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
And they pursue us. You understand? The sword pursues us amongst each other. The sicknesses, the high blood pressure, the heart disease, the diabetes, all of these things follow us. It doesn't just happen here in New York. You go to Philly, same thing. You go to South Jersey, same thing. You go to California, same thing. You go to Alabama, same thing. These things follow us. Come on.
Verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the
thy heaven
earth
which is
that
over
is
thy head shall be brass. Come on.
and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
Shall be iron. Go down to 32, Baba Kashaw.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
So we saw that during slavery. I know I brought this up in the last class, but this is this thing right here is serious. You know, this truly puts a mark on who we are. It happened during slavery. It's happening today. You understand? With like we brought up last time. Like I said, I'm from Jersey, so it's called diapers in Jersey, where they just come and get your kids and take them from you. You understand? You know, all of these things are still a part of the curses that we endure. Read on. 39, Baba.
Verse 33.
36, Baba Kashaw.
Verse 36. The Most High shall bring thee, and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
You see that? You understand? It was from the king all the way down to the lowest of Israelite that got taken into this captivity. Nobody got spared. Okay? Nobody got spared. And when we came over here, they have no love for us. You know, this is why this is Stockholm syndrome. You know, our brothers and sisters want this man to love him so much. They have no countenance or love for us. The scriptures tell you that. You understand? And we're worshiping other gods, both wood and stone. Wood being Christianity, stone being Islam. These are things that, you know, we pray that our people come out of and come back to this truth and come back to this true understanding of who they are. Because their souls depend on it. Give me 39, Baba Kashaw.
Done. Verse 39. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them.
That's dealing with you know, during that time and dealing with business and everything. Now, you know, come on.
Thou shalt have olive trees. Throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine oil shall cast his fruit.
Meaning we're cursed. You understand? Verse 41.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
Here we go.
But thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Look at that. Go into captivity. Come on.
All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume.
So give me 44 through 47, Baba Kashaw.
God. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
You see that?
Moreover,
Shalakia, let me touch on that. You understand? We're always being denied loans and everything. You know, we have to go, we want to start businesses and everything. We have to go through them. We're being denied. We have to go to them. But when you go into the blessings, this is our position. A base man is over us now, y'all. This is all supposed to be us. Read on.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High, Yahweh, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
You see that?
And they shall be upon thee.
Uh-huh. Come on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
You see that? This is how we know who we are. You know, none of these atrocities and things have happened to anybody else now, all at one time. Now, we're not going to say that some of these nations haven't experienced some of these things, but for all of these things, we are the ones who've experienced it all, you know, from day one. And we're still experiencing them, and they are a sign of who we are. Come on.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Most High, thy God, Yahweh, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of all things, we don't rejoice and celebrate him. We celebrate everybody else. We celebrate Christianity. We celebrate Islam. We celebrate everybody except for our God. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And for that, we are being punished. You know, us as a collective, because he punishes the nation. And that's what we're dealing with. Come on to give me 63 and 64, and then I want to get into an article.
Come on, this is verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Most High rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Most High will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
He said, just as I was happy and glad to do you good, I'll destroy you as well. Which one do you want, baby? And we chose the latter. We chose to be destroyed as a nation, but we still here. Good thing that he made a promise with our ancestors. He said, I won't utterly destroy you. All praises to the Most High. Give me 64, Baba Kashar.
Khan. And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
You see that? You know, he doubles up on that. He doubled up. Right. He said, you're going to be doing things that you didn't do. You're going to be worshiping wood and stone. You know, you got a big surge now in the Christian church where there's a bunch of witches now. Some of these churches are dealing with witchcraft, allowing witchcraft in. Right. You know, it's crazy to me. You know, I'm so happy that I was delivered from the Christian church, you know, many years ago. But the things that I see, and I'm not saying that's all of the Christian churches, I'm saying what they are allowing in some of these churches. It's just witchcraft, hoardism, all of that. You understand? Even wood and stone. But we're not serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, us as a collective. Like when I hear gospel music, you know, I'm like, yeah. But could you imagine if Judah was singing to Yahweh? Do you know what he would do? Or getting them out of singing, you know, all of these sexual things and everything in R&B, or the wicked things in rock, or whatever. If we were singing to Yahweh like we were meant to. You know, every time we got into something, every time we got into a jam, I mean, even into slavery, we would sing to Yahweh. Swing low, swing chariot. Negro spirituals. He made those voices for us to cry out to him. Could you imagine when the Christian church stopped singing to white Jesus and start singing to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? It's going to be crazy. All praises to the Most High. I need that first article that I gave you, The Traumatic Impact of Racism, Baba Kashar. You can get that up for me. All right, go ahead. If you can get that up for me, I would be very grateful, brothers. I love the work that you guys are doing. All praises. This could not be done without you, brothers. All praises to the Most High. So yeah, this is the water. This is an article that I found and read. Is pertaining to what we're talking about right now. Just another thing for information for us. Whenever you're ready, brother, you can start reading.
The traumatic impact of structural racism on African Americans. Many African Americans in the United States have been impacted by structural racism since slavery and continue to experience trauma because of health disparities, economic disadvantages, and segregation. This article will define race, racism, and structural racism, which has perpetrated trauma for African Americans. The authors present a theory called post-traumatic slavery syndrome, PTSS, by Dr. Joy DeGruy, a social work researcher, to explain why many African Americans continue to experience trauma. PTSS is a condition that exists as a consequence of multi-generational oppression of African and their descendants resulting from centuries of chattel slavery. Looking at history and the inherent long-standing trauma that has and continue to plague African Americans can assist in addressing systematic racism and provide an opportunity to look at holistic restoration. Race, racism, and race relations affect everyone in this country, especially African Americans. The U.S. Census Bureau defines a person's race based on that person's self-identification of the race or races with which he or she most closely identifies. In addition, the U.S. Census Bureau defines Black or African American as a person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. African Americans is the term currently preferred by most people of African ancestry in the United States. It is important to note that many Africans who migrate to the United States do not self-identify as African American, but identify as African.
Oh, stop right there. You see that? You know, we understand who we are. We understand why they separate themselves from us. We know that we are the Israelites. We are not African. And they understand that too, because they come here and they separate from us immediately.
Right.
All praises to the Most High. Read on, King.
The definition of race has no consensual, theoretical, or scientific meaning in psychology, although it is frequently used in psychological theory, research, and practice as if it has obvious meaning. Race is a cultural category that remains meaningful in the United States because of its continuing social and economic significance. Race shapes how we experience the world and continues to be used as the basis for the mistreatment of African Americans. The impacts of racism continue to significantly affect those who identify as African American. Racism in this article is operationally defined as the beliefs, attitudes, institutional arrangements, and acts that tend to denigrate individuals or groups because of phenotypic characteristics or ethnic group affiliation. This is not a recent phenomenon. Racism has plagued the United States since the 17th century, around the time of European colonization. In the 17th century era, millions of Africans were shipped from Africa to the Americas as slaves. This dispersion of Africans across the Americas is what is known today as the African diaspora. Most of the Africans were separated from their families. Diaspora. Most of the Africans were separated from their families, stripped of their names and identities, beaten, raped, tortured, and in many cases lynched or hanged at the whims of their Caucasian masters.
Stop right there.
The psychological.
Stop right there. Stop right there, Bubba Kashaw. Khan. You see that? This is where that post-traumatic comes in, because they've done all of these things to us, which we know are in the scriptures of the curses, and yet we still want to bring them in to the kingdom with us. We don't mind suffering our punishment, but we want to bring them in. This is our people. This is the post-traumatic slave syndrome that we're dealing with. Come on, read on, King.
The psychological, physical, sexual, and emotional abuse Africans experienced during enslavement in the United States had long-lasting traumatic effects. More specifically, African Americans were traumatized in the United States. The marginalization of African Americans based on race has been normalized across systems and institutions of the United States and continues to impact African Americans today.
Still impacts us. It's still happening. No, there's no more racism. There's no more. Nah, this whole system is set up to destroy us.
Right.
You understand? Read on, King.
Structural racism. Structural racism in the United States is the normalization and legitimatization of an array of dynamics that stem from historical, cultural, institutional, and interpersonal aspects that routinely advantage Caucasians while producing cumulative and chronic adverse outcomes for people of color. Lawrence and Kelleca reported that structural racism lies underneath, all around, and across society. Furthermore, Lawrence and Kelleca found that structural racism encompasses history, which lies underneath the surface, providing the foundation for white supremacy in this country. Culture, which exists all around our everyday lives, providing the normalization and replication of racism and interconnected institutions and policies, the key relationships and rules across society, providing the legitimacy and reinforcements to maintain and perpetuate racism. Structural racism creates trauma. The impacts of structural racism can take a mental toll on African Americans. Mental health disparities based on minority racial status are well identified, including inequities in access, symptom severity, diagnosis, and treatment. However, African Americans have a history of experiencing structural racism through economic disadvantages and segregation, which have been existent since slavery. Therefore, the factors of economic disadvantages and segregation are identified stresses that may have an effect on the mental health of African Americans. Mental health inequities began during the time of colonialism and slavery, when myths of racism were being integrated into the developing field of psychiatry and psychology. By the end of the 19th century, many psychologists accepted an idea that African Americans were biologically inferior with smaller brains and a natural instinct for labor.
You see this crap?
Gun.
That 3/5 of a man, huh? God,
right.
Come on.
Studies have found that African Americans who participated in the abolitionist and civil rights movements were met with prejudice by mental health practitioners who labeled them schizophrenic due to their supposed pathologic desire for equality.
They thought we were crazy. You see that? They call us schizophrenic just to want to be equal. And this is the man they want to save. Come on.
To date, the research shows that African Americans are overdiagnosed with schizophrenia, and they are more likely to be treated with antipsychotic medications that can have lasting negative side effects.
You see
Additionally,
that? You see that? They're misdiagnosing us, and these things have nasty side effects, making us worse. You understand? This is what these people are doing. This devil is on us. Come on.
Additionally, African Americans have higher rates of severe depression, yet lower rates of treatment compared to Caucasians. African Americans are less likely to receive office-based counseling for psychological stresses and are more likely to be seen in emergency rooms.
See that? But a lot of that has to do with it's taboo. It's taboo to think that we have, mental health issues, after all that we've gone through. And then we have a straight fear. Look at, you do go in and then look what they diagnose you something that you're not, and you end up coming out taking some medication, makes you worse off.
Right.
Only a God can save us, brothers and sisters. Only Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Come on, King.
Dr. Joy D. Gry, a social work researcher, developed a theory called post-traumatic slave syndrome. This theory explains the etiology of many of the adaptive survival behaviors in African American communities throughout the United States and the diaspora. PTSS is a condition that exists as a consequence of multi-generational oppression of Africans and their descendants, resulting from centuries of chattel slavery. This form of slavery is predicated on the belief that African Americans are inherently / genetically inferior to their Caucasian counterparts. Dr. DeGry identified 3 key patterns of PTSS behaviors that are exhibited by African Americans.
You see that? They beat us down so much, calling us inferior. Look at these things here. Come on.
Number 1, vacant esteem. This is of insufficient development of one's primary esteem, along with feelings of hopelessness, depression, and a general self-destructive outlook. Vacant esteem, the belief that one has little or no worth, manifests a feeling that an individual and their partner are unworthy of healthy monogamous relationships. Under strained economic conditions and in an effort to increase self-esteem, masculinity may move from the acquisition of socioeconomic goods to the belief that the more women one sleeps with, the more masculine he becomes.
Well, see, we understand nowadays, after we come into this understanding and knowledge of this truth, we understand why we deal with more than one woman. We just have been doing it unrighteously. But come on.
Number 2, marked propensity for anger and violence. Individuals can feel extreme feelings of suspicion and perceive negative motivations of others. Violence against self, property, and others, including the members of one's own familiar or social group. Friends, relatives, or acquaintances can be seen. Instead of acknowledging the barriers created by systematic racism and oppression, some African American men may hold African American women responsible for their inability to obtain traditional masculinity.
Come on.
Number 3, racist socialization and gotta go up, pull it. Yeah, there you go. Racist socialization and internalized racism. Number 3, this pattern includes behaviors like learned helplessness, literacy deprivation, distorted self-concept, antipathy, or aversion for the following: the members of one's own identified cultural ethnic group, the mores and customs associated one's own identified cultural ethnic heritage, and or the physical characteristics of one's own identified cultural ethnic group. Racist socialization manifests in the idealization of white norms and values by African Americans. The emphasis on the promotion of the nuclear family and traditional gender roles has resulted in many African Americans idealizing this model despite their inability to obtain it.
Come on.
Structural racism today. Structural racism continues to perpetrate trauma for African Americans today. Taking a look at history and the inherent long-standing trauma that has and continues to plague African Americans can assist in addressing systematic racism that is present today. Many medical providers, behavioral health practitioners, educators, and law enforcement officers seek to understand the African American culture and how they can provide equitable service delivery. To heal African Americans, service providers must first understand the overt systematic trauma, then examine the covert systematic and institutional aspects that continue to perpetrate racism in the United States. Trauma-informed.
Shalakia. Now, we know that there's only one way to heal from that. You understand? And that is through these scriptures. That is through Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You know, but these are obviously carnal ways of dealing with things because they don't know the Father. So we take things from this that are applicable to us, and we spit out the rest. But read on.
Con. Trauma-informed care and services could offer an important opportunity to African Americans who have been harmed and emotionally injured. In addition to being trauma-informed, service providers should provide healing-centered engagement in their approach to working with African Americans. Healing-centered engagement is akin to the South African term Ubuntu, meaning that humanist is found through our interdependence, collective engagement, and service to others. Additionally, healing-centered engagement offers an asset-driven approach aimed at the holistic restoration of African Americans and their well-being. Jenwright found that healing-centered engagement advances the move to strengths-based care and away from the deficit-based mental health models that drive therapeutic interventions.
Come on.
Khan, in order to dismantle structural racism, we must take a close look at the historical, cultural, institutional, and interpersonal aspects that lack equity for African Americans. Combating structural racism is the responsibility of everyone because we all must become conscious of our own responsibility as individuals. This is how we can be a part of something bigger than ourselves. Former President Barack Obama once stated, "I see what's possible when we recognize that we are one American family, all deserving of equal treatment." Therefore, it is a call to action for all Americans, regardless of your race, ethnicity, social economic status, gender, or status, to put a stop to structural racism.
Khan, the water. Like I said, we take what pertains to us. We take what's applicable for us, and we take from that and we learn from it. You know, obviously, we don't believe in some of the things that were said there, but it's a general idea of understanding what is going on with our people mentally. You understand? We have to understand that, you know, and it should bring some compassion. We have to have some compassion for our people. You know, we're in this truth. You know, we know these scriptures. You know, we have to take on our own brother's burden. We have to, you know, treat them and love our neighbor, which we understand who is our true neighbor. You understand? We have to treat them as we want to be treated, and we have to have some long suffering as Christ and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has for us. You understand? So understanding some of these things of what our people are going through, rather than looking at them and saying, "Oh, you're just the 2/3." You don't know who's the 2/3 out there. We know that there's going to be a 2/3, but we know that we're here to be awakening and opening up our people to bring them home. You understand? So, you know, understanding what our people, even understanding your own behaviors, you understand, is going to benefit us until Yahushua comes and sets everything straight. Khan? All praises to the Most High. Give me one of my favorite scriptures, brother. John 8:32.
Khan, I got a precept for you, though, what you were just talking about.
Bring it out, King.
Khan, this is the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 21. Start at 21. "Keep yourselves in the love of Yahweh, looking for the mercy of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai unto eternal life, and of some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh."
Bring it down.
So like you were saying, you know, we have to have some type of compassion for our people. We have to understand that everybody doesn't know this truth, and that some people, we don't know who's the 2/3. So we have to have compassion with some people, and we have to have long suffering, and we can't save everybody the same way. Some people you save with fear, other people you do with compassion. So, you know, and we got to just know who we dealing with. And when you deal with people, you know, come like Yahushua, how you want Yahushua to deal with you. You know, have compassion for people too, because we don't know it all, and you want Yahushua to show you mercy, so you got to show our people mercy.
Khan, all praises to the Most High. All praises. Exactly. You know, that's exactly, you know, the point of it. It's not, this is for our healing, you know what I'm saying, and to have some understanding and compassion for our people. You understand? A lot of times we don't. Oh, how come you don't know that? Well, you didn't know
Right.
that at one time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's just a 2/3. You know, oh, you gotta be this. And da 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 da. And I catch myself doing it sometimes. I can't front, but you know, the one thing that humbled me, you know, big time was when I was homeless. That humbled me. You know what I'm saying? That really humbled me. And I had to go through the shelter system and be in there with brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? And understanding, you know, hey, man, these are people. And I was in there ministering the best way that I could. But that whole situation humbled me. And now I have much more compassion for my people. You understand? Because I understand. You know, I've been through that. You know, when I come out here, up here in the Bronx, and I see, you know, our people with needles in their arms, and I mean, I'm literally seeing this, and or smoking on a crack pipe, hiding behind a car, literally seeing this. You know, I don't look my nose down to them. I understand that they're suffering. You understand? This is what, and I say it all the time. This is what the prophets, you know, the prophet Jeremiah especially, this is what he was crying about. He was weeping because he saw, could you imagine seeing us? We don't remember us in our former glory. Could you imagine living in the days of when we ran things? Can you imagine living in the days of Solomon? Can you imagine that? It is said that when they came in to see Solomon, we were so dressed to the nine that they didn't even know who the king was. That's how fly we were. So could you imagine the prophets seeing us coming from that to being what we are today, what you see outside today? That vision that they saw. Could you imagine that? You know, so we have to have that compassion for our people, you know, as best we can, man. You know, as we work on ourselves, because guess what? We ain't ready yet. Everybody talking about, oh, they can't wait till Yahushua come back. Are you sure? The reason he ain't coming back is because he don't want to condemn a lot of us. Are you sure? Have you worked on yourself? Huh? You sure you're going to be without spot or blemish? There's a reason why that sky hasn't cracked yet. He's waiting for us. So this is a part of helping us as well. All praises to the Most High. Give me that John 8:32, Baba Kashaw. Because we here to tell you the truth. Nothing but the truth. And we're going to give it to you raw and uncut at times. But I'm hoping people are getting the understanding of this message, man. You know, all praises. Bring that out.
Khan, this is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And the truth shall make you free. This is why we're having this class. This is why we're here. You know, bringing out the truth of what our people went through, bringing out the truth of what we're suffering. You know, bringing out the truth of who we are, so we can come back to the Most High, so that He can heal us, so that we can make it into this kingdom, man. I don't want to suffer here and then have to suffer later. And it's going to be even worse for us because we know the truth. You know, it says to know the truth and to turn your back on it. I'm paraphrasing. It says during the day of judgment, you know, it's going to be worse for us than Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? So, you know, I'm hoping that these classes are helping the healing process as well, and to encourage Israel. You know what I'm saying? My whole purpose is to encourage us to keep going. You understand? I've seen a lot of us get out of the race, man. I've seen a lot of us, since I've started, get out of the race. And, you know, I just pray. I pray every day that I pray that Psalms 51 every day, man, because I pray that he renew in me a good spirit that you know he never takes the Holy Spirit from me. I do not want to do no backflips to Christianity, and I've seen people do it. You understand? I do not want to do backflips and then go out there and come up with some bugged out doctrines and everything. Because it seems like when people leave, that's when the devil attacks that mind. And now you're into all types of doctrines, bugging out. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to what you know. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Give me Hosanna. Not Hosanna. Damn. Oh, Hosanna. Give me Hosea. 4. Give me 6 through 9, Baba Kashaw.
God.
All praises to the Most High. You know, hope everybody's enjoying their Sabbath. Hope everybody's enjoying this class. I really enjoyed putting it together. I enjoyed the research and everything. You got it, King?
What you want, Hosea what?
Hosea 4, 6. 4 and 6, and take me all the way through 9.
Got you. God. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse number 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children.
You see that? And this is why, because we forgot, you know what I'm saying, the laws. We forgot the Most High, and now he's forgotten us. We're the children. You know what I'm saying? He's forgotten the children, man. So we're suffering. Bring it all the way down to 9. That wasn't 9, was it?
That was 6.
6, 7, 8, and 9, Baba Kashaw.
Verse number 7.
Then give me your precept.
Oh, I didn't have. All right, MC. I don't have one, but yeah.
I thought you were digging for a precept. Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
All right. Verse 7. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their doings.
You see that? So we're getting rewards for our doings, but it ain't the right rewards. And one of the Psalms that I read every day, it talks about the rewards of the wicked. I think that's Psalm 91. There's a reward either way. You can get rewarded for the good, or you can get rewarded for the evil. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the Most High is saying here. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Give me, if you don't have a precept, give me Jeremiah 2 and 14, Baba Kashaw. And then I want the second article, Baba Kashaw.
You want Jeremiah first, right?
Yeah, Khan.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Is Israel servant? We're supposed to be what? The kings of this
Princes.
earth.
Right.
We're supposed to be princes. We're supposed to be the kings and the priests. And you got Jeremiah saying, whoa, what's going on? They in so much servitude that, it's because we can't get it right. We are so freaking stiff-necked that the Most High said, I got to stamp this on your mind. Because I'm sick of punishing you. Is he a homeborn slave? We done served damn near every nation on here. Why is he spoiled? Because we're hard-headed. because we're stiff-necked people, because we want to do what we want to do instead of what the Most High God told us to do, instead of what we agreed upon when he sprinkled that blood on us with the hyssop tree. Is he a natural-born slave? And this is why we're going through all the things that we're going through. Give me that second article, Baba Kashar. This is why. You know? We are stiff-necked people, man. And now, right now, we're going through the curses and even the remnants of all of it, you know, through these syndromes mentally. You know, if you look at the picture behind, you see them grabbing onto them white folks, man. And we don't want to let them go.
Mm.
You know, here we go. This is another beautiful article right here. House Negroes and racial Stockholm syndrome. This is what our people are going through. Stockholm syndrome. Whenever you're ready, King, go ahead, bring that out.
I got a precept you were just talking about, though.
Okay,
just to bring it out. Just to bring it out, you know. So it's Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So Israel, we are the princes on this earth, right? But we walking as servants. The roles are reversed. So we gotta know that we ain't servants on this earth. And that's going back to going to your whole lesson about post-traumatic stress and all that, post-traumatic syndrome, because we've been told that we've been servants, and we actually believe it, right? But we the princes that's on this earth, and we got to come back to the Lord and walk as princes, and we got to be on them horses up high over these other nations, because they're above us right now, but they're really servants.
All praises to the Most High. We're coming back into this understanding and knowledge, you know, of who we are.
All right, and take our position back.
Yeah, there it is. There it is right there, the statue. I'm glad. Look at that. All praises, King. Look at that. They put it right in your face.
That's right.
They put it right in your face. This is the statue. Look at that. Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, and the white man on a horse. Horse, it signifies royalty. That's what the horse signifies. So he's saying, I see servants on a horse. Servants. These people are servants. Why? Because Esau is supposed to serve us.
God.
And you see Jacob, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, whom he's supposed to serve on the ground. This is the prophecy, and this goes to show you that they know exactly who we are. Look at that.
That's right.
This is an actual statue in New York City. They know. Yasharala.
God.
All praises to the Most High. The water for putting that up. God, there we go. God. All praises. God. So yeah, man, whenever they put that article up, let's get into that. And then we're gonna hit some scriptures, baby. Yeah. These house Negroes. Look at the look. You see the look on his face.
God.
God. Yeah, start right there. God, right there. All praises.
Right here?
Con, start right there.
Okay, Con. On August 17th, 2017, writer Keith A. Owens of the Michigan Chronicle wrote an essay calling former Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson a house Negro. In the piece, he awarded Carson the House Negro of the Year award for his continued advocacy of Donald Trump. Carson famously came to the defense of Trump after the white supremacist in chief attempted to defend the actions of neo-Nazis in Charlottesville, Virginia. While Uncle Ben decided not to respond to Owens' claim, another House Negro, Herman Cain, took it as a moment to stand with his fellow sunken place Negro and write a response titled House Negro Stand Up. In a sunken place. Like that, remember that movie?
Go ahead.
In a sunken place. In his response, Cain attempted to retake the title of House Negro, saying that it is one of the names you are called when you are a success at something and do not buy into black groupthink. His declaration was mostly received with eye rolls, but Cain and Carson are not alone in their political alignment. Trump's ascension into power saw an opening of doors for other black people looking to gain status by aligning with the empowerment of aggressive racists. Unfortunately, the Trump era has created a safe space for problematic Negroes like Ben Carson, Candace Owens, Kanye West, Herman Cain, Paris Denard, and Tim Scott. Oh, you playing a video? All right.
Yeah, no, he ain't got to play that. We're gonna play Malcolm X afterwards. Got something.
But what is a house Negro, and why is it considered such a personal stain? According to Malcolm X, a house Negro is, in its simplest form, was a black person who is committed to and identifies with their master, a white person. They saw no issues with the conditions of that black people existed through under slavery and white supremacy. But the house Negro wasn't just happy in their conditions. They would actively undermine other black people's attempt at freedom in an effort to curry favor with their white owners.
Mm-hmm.
Now that slavery is mostly over, that definition doesn't quite work. In modern times, house Negroes are those who support people, policies, and ideas that actively undermine the liberation, freedom, safety, and well-being of black people. Another popular term for them is Uncle Tom. But if you have read the text, you know that Sambo was the real villain in that story. When confronted with their decision or political stance, they will attempt to deflect with arguments about wanting to empower communities or filibuster with empty words about the benefits of being a free thinker. Their actions aren't just shameful to see, they legitimize dangerous people, ideas, and policies. While there are many black people who take on the role of house Negroes to build their bank accounts and brands on the coattails of racism, I believe that more of them are people navigating a system so embedded into our lives, it might as well be the air we breathe and the water we drink.
See that? That's that being passed on. You know what I'm saying? That post-traumatic slavery, that Stockholm syndrome that's being passed on and passed on and passed on. That's what they're talking about. Is that it on that article? Where's my brothers at? Yeah, let's raise it up. That's it? That can't be it. Okay.
There's
Wait,
some
is
more
this
here.
it?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Some
all I
more
see.
here.
Con. All praises.
It's important to remember the ultimate goal of the house Negro is to survive through a system driven by white supremacy. White supremacy is the belief that white people are superior to others because of their race. This belief is a vital part of America's identity and drives financial, housing, and policy decisions. These ideas don't just impact Black and brown people. They also color the experiences of white people in deeply negative ways. I'll try to write about this one day. This is all happening under a system that has prioritized the whims of the ultra rich over everyone else. As income inequality increases, the anger towards Black, brown, and LGBTQIA people increases. They added 2 more letters.
Oh, I guess so. But you see how they always, you know what I'm saying? See, Black and brown, of course, that's Northern and Southern Kingdom, but they always want to throw the white person in there. They always want to bring the gays and lesbians in and have them to on the coattails of our suffering, of our plight, and they want to sit up there and include themselves in. They always do that, man. I can't stand that. But go ahead, read on.
Oh, hell no.
The direction that anger can vary.
Hell no.
But Black, right. But Black people are always at the top of the receiving line.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was the nightmare of slavery, apartheid, Jim Crow era, the war on crime, dispossession, colonialism in Africa, the latest attempts to erase history, or the current rise in white supremacist groups, we have been forced to be in a perpetual state of coping, while everyone deals with this constant conflict in different ways. House Negroes chose to buy into whiteness, creating something I like to call racial Stockholm syndrome.
Racial Stockholm syndrome. Come on.
Stockholm syndrome is a condition that causes hostages to develop a psychological alliance with their captors as a survival strategy during captivity. In racial Stockholm syndrome, a person grows a psychological alliance with racist ideas or people as a mechanism to protect themselves from the institutions of white supremacy. In this iteration, the United States of America is the place of captivity, and house Negroes are the victims, protecting themselves by aligning with the same people and ideas built to destroy them. This behavior branches out into other components of trauma, including victim blaming, self-hate, and resentment.
See that? You know, that's exactly what you see. That's exactly what you're seeing. You see all of them white, Black people up there talking to, oh, well, Trump this, Trump that, da, da, da. You know, we don't care about voting, but, you know, I seen them sit up there and justify everything that this guy's doing, you know, taking away all the benefits that helped us, you know, as a people, taking all of that stuff away. Fine, if you want to take that away, fine, we're going to survive. We don't care, right? Because your white woman and everything is benefiting, and the gays and the lesbians is benefiting more than us on a lot of these programs anyway. You understand?
Right.
But now you want to take away our history. Now you want to take away the history, and you have all of these sick Black folks dealing with this Stockholm syndrome. You know, speaking the same talking points as their oppressor. You know, it just shows you the illness, man, and that's what we're here to point out: the illness, the mental illnesses of our people. When the scripture says the whole head is sick, this is what it's talking about. Read on.
So yes, there should be no honor in siding with or supporting your oppressor, but it's important to understand the conditions that lead to these decisions. Everyone in this country, but especially Black people, are trying to survive in a system that needs someone to suffer for it to thrive. The best way to break the cycle would be a cross-class, multiracial movement, but that's easier said than done. Instead, people like Ben Carson, Herschel Walker, and Tim Scott dishonor our communities with their behavior, but they are merely trying to function within a system aimed at killing them.
Mm-hmm. God, all praises to the Most High. God. We got it. You know, give me 1 John 4:7. You know, because this is what we really need. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Yeah, pull that up. Praying for this dude. Hey, I pray for him too. I pray that he do the Most High's will and bring forth the destruction of this country. That's what I pray. I pray for my enemies like our ancestors truly prayed for our enemy, for their destruction. Scriptures say what? It says that, you know, it's a great honor. I'm paraphrasing, to watch the fall of thy enemy. You understand? So that's what we praying for, the fall.
That's right.
All praises to the Most High. Go ahead, King. Bring out that 1 John 4:7.
Khan. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 7. 1 John 4:7. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of Yahweh, and everyone that loveth is born of Yahweh, and knoweth Yahweh.
Khan. Give me 8, Baba Kishore.
He that loveth not knoweth not Yahweh, for Yahweh is love.
Come on. Give me 9.
In this was manifested the love of Yahweh toward us, because that Yahweh sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him.
Read on.
Herein is love, not that we loved Yahweh, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins.
Come on.
Beloved, if Yahweh so loved us, we ought also to love one another.
Here's the point. Come on.
No man have seen Yahweh at any time. If we love one another, Yahweh dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us.
Come on.
Hereby know we that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he hath given us of his spirit.
Come on.
And we have seen and do testify that the Father sent the Son to be the Savior of the world.
Come on.
Whosoever shall confess that Yahweh Shai is the Son of Yahweh, Yahweh dwelleth in him, and he in Yahweh.
Bring it out. Come on.
And he have known and believed the love that Yahweh hath to us. Yahweh is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in Yahweh, and Yahweh in him.
Bring it out. Come on.
Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him.
We fear. That's what that house nigga, they fear. You understand? Instead of that perfect love for their brothers. Read on.
We love him because he first loved us. If a man say, I love,
Go ahead.
Okay, Khan. If a man say, I love Yahweh and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For
He's
he
a
that
liar.
loveth not his
Go ahead, read on.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he have not seen?
How could he love Yahweh who he have not seen?
Con.
Give me 1 John 3 and 16 and 17, Baba Kashaw.
Con, you want me to just finish this last one? It's just one more.
Yeah, Con, finish it off.
Con. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth Yahweh love his brother also.
Con. You see that?
Con.
This is what we supposed to be doing here. Give me that 1 John 3:16, not John 3:16. 1 John 3:16.
Con, it's the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Hereby perceive we the love of Yahweh, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
That's right. We supposed to die for our brothers. Come on.
But whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth of his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of Yahweh in him?
How can you watch while your brother suffers?
Con.
Read on.
My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
But in deed and truth. Read on.
And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him.
That's it.
For if our heart condemn us, Yahweh is greater than our heart and knoweth all things.
Uh-huh. You see that? So we're supposed to love our brothers and our sisters. Through post-traumatic slave syndrome, Stockholm syndrome, we hate each other and we love our enemy.
Right.
Let me get that video of Malcolm X talking about the house Negro and explaining what he does and how he breaks it down from the slave days to what was going on in the 60s, which is still going on today. I'll tell you when to stop it, but play it until I tell you.
To understand this, you have to go back to what young brother here referred to as the house Negro and the field Negro. Back during slavery, there was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick.
EVE Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with thousands of...
The house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said,
oh, what happened? Looks like it fell off. Must have been a bad connection.
where is there a better house than this?
Okay, here we go.
Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food? Let's run away. Let's escape. Let's separate. That house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house niggers running around here.
That's right.
This modern house Negro loves his master. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You're nothing but a house Negro. And if someone come to you right now and say, let's separate, you say the same thing that the house Negro said on the plantation.
That's right.
What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? Where you gonna get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say, while you left your mind in Africa. On that same plantation, there was the field Negro. The field Negro, those were the masses. There was always more Negroes in the field than there was Negroes in the house. The Negro in the field caught hell. He ate leftovers. In the house, they ate high up on the hog. The Negro in the field didn't get nothing but what was left of the insides of the hog. They call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters. The field Negro was beaten from morning till night. He lived in a shack, in a hut. He wore cast-off clothes. And he hated his master.
Yes,
I say he hated his master.
That's right.
He was intelligent. That house Negro loved his master. But that field Negro, remember, they were in the majority. And they hated the master. When the house caught on fire, he didn't try and put it out. That field Negro prayed for a wind.
That's right.
For a breeze. When the master got sick, the field Negro prayed that he died.
That's right.
If someone come to the field Negro and said, let's separate, let's run, he didn't say, where are we going? He said, any place is better than here. You got field Negroes in America today.
That's right.
I'm a field Negro.
Me too.
The masses are the field Negroes. When they see this man's house on fire, you don't hear these little Negroes talking about our government is in trouble. They say the government is in trouble. Imagine a Negro, our government. I even heard one say our astronauts. They won't even let him near the plant. And our astronauts, our Navy, that's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind. Just as the slave master in that day used Tom, the house Negro, to keep the field Negroes in check, the same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but modern Uncle Toms, 20th century, Uncle Toms, to keep you and me in check, keep us under control, keep us passive and peaceful in nonviolence. That's Tom making you nonviolent. It's like when you go to the dentist and the man is going to take your tooth.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
You're going to fight him when he starts pulling. So they squirt some stuff in your jaw called Novocaine to make you think they're not doing anything to you. So you sit there, and because you got all that Novocaine in your jaw, you suffer peacefully. Blood running all down your jaw. And you don't know what's happening because someone has taught you to suffer peacefully. The white man do the same thing to you in the street. When he gonna want to put knots on your head and take advantage of you and don't have to be afraid of you fighting back, to keep you from fighting back, he get these old religious Uncle Toms to teach you and me. They're just like Novocaine, suffer peacefully. Don't stop suffering, just suffer peacefully. As Reverend Cleave pointed out, let your blood flow in the streets. This is a shame. And you know he's a Christian preacher. If it's a shame to him, you know what it is to me.
But that's it right there, baby. That's all I want. The water. You understand? You see, Malcolm X, man. You know, one of my heroes, even though he was going down the Islamic path, but when you start to listen to his later teachings, you know that he knew that we were the children of Israel, and that he was actually talking with one of the elders of One West, and he was bringing it out that we were who we were. So I personally think that is one of the major reasons why they killed him, because he got a hold of this truth. And with his statue, which was worldwide, international, if he would have preached that we were the children of Israel, I know that's not all of it, but I particularly believe that that was a part of it, and it definitely wasn't the time for us to wake up as it is now. But all praises to the Most High. So yeah, that's just, Malcolm X bringing out exactly what we're going through today. You see how it's the same thing that that our ancestors were going through in the 60s. The same thing. The same thing applies. These house Negroes, they're the worst to me. You know what I'm saying? They're the worst. All praises to the Most High. But listen, let me see what's next. Give me that Trick Baby. That Trick Baby video, because this is it's from a movie called Trick Baby. I know some of you have seen it, but it's going to talk about the Democratic and the Democratic Party, which are the liberals, and it's going to talk about the conservatives. So it's them at the table talking about how they deal with us. You understand? So just take a listen to this. If you already haven't seen it, for those who have seen it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. For those who haven't seen it, this is powerful right here. Bring it out, King.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
You see that? It's their plan to make house niggas. You understand?
Right.
They take the smart ones from amongst us. And you see that all the time with the scholarships and everything, even with the athletics. They'll come in and get the best athletes and everything out of there, bring them up, you know what I'm saying? Give them their education, start indoctrinating them, and then they move up into their society while they left the others behind. They always come and get the smart ones because why? They just showed their hand. Because if you leave the smart ones back, they'll get together and conjure up something and take them to war. You understand? So they separate us. So now we're calling them house niggas and they're calling us field niggas and we're beefing. And he's sitting in the background, chilling, while we deal with each other. This is what this devil has done. This is what he's done, y'all. All praise to the Most High. Give me that first TikTok video. This is going to show you how messed up our people are. The MAGA, the black MAGA hats. Everything that Trump is doing. Look at these bastards for so-called Black History Month. Look at them in the White House, cheesing. A bunch of damn Sambos. These are the ones that I want first. Read on. I mean, play that, please.
God.
You got any volume to that?
These are not actually the smart ones, though.
Look at this. I don't know why it's not why the sound's important. Can I get can you work on that and get that sound, please? Because I want you to hear what this joker's saying. But they're actually up in the White House. Look at that. You know, they're in the White House during Black History Month to see Trump after all he's doing to their people. These are house niggas. Is there anything we could do about that volume? If you can't, let me know. But I got a couple of videos where I'm going to need that volume to play. You know what I'm saying? These videos must be heard. You know, but look at that. You see that? Yeah, that's Trick Baby right there. You know, they got these jokers up there, you know, and anything Donald Trump does, they worship. But it's because, like we saw, it's because they don't want to get hurt. Look at that. You understand? We see that happening right now, today. All that this man is doing against your people, your ancestors, as far as taking away, you know, and I'm not talking about the job, I'm talking about the history and everything. He wants to take that away. You know what I'm saying? He got a video out where he's got Michelle Obama as a monkey, and they're defending this. This is what's going on, the illness of our people. All right, what's going on, brothers? Are y'all able to fix that for me, or are we going on to the next video? What we doing here, baby? I know we having a little bit of technical difficulties. Please be patient with us. Our engineering team has been doing great thus far. Or technical team, whatever you want to call it. Still no volume. Okay. Well, if you can't get it to play, brothers and sisters, go back and look up that Terrence K. Williams as he's thanking Trump. for allowing them in the White House. Oh, that's you, Ariel?
Yeah, Con, hold on, King. I'm
Okay.
gonna switch it up a different way because it's not playing on the monitor, but I got it on the phone. So I'm gonna do this. Hold on.
All praises. See, we all over it, y'all.
Let this sink in.
We at the White House?
There you go.
We back in here? We waiting on President Donald J. Trump? Yeah. I look so good in the red.
Straight coon, boy.
Straight up. Look at this coon.
I got you.
During so-called Black History Month. Look at this. All this man is doing to erase your people's history. You're in there celebrating him. Our people, man. Can you give me that next one, brother? Put that next one up, King. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man, but this is the sickness of our people, man. Our people are ill, you know? Nobody else will be doing that, except for the children of Israel. Because you got the same thing going on in the Northern Kingdom, which we're going to touch on in one of these videos in the next segment of videos. But I have one more video that I wanted to show if the technical difficulties are worked out.
Hey, Salaki,
you
you
could
talking
put
about
up
the one
next video.
with the comedian?
Yeah. Because that's a rude awakening of one of the house niggas. It's a rude awakening, you know. If you could show that one, that'll be perfect, man.
Okay. All right, let me
All
try
praises.
This joint is not trying to show up.
All praises to the Most High. Thanks for your patience. Everything, technology, all of that stuff has its flaws, you know. But if we can't, I'll get to something else.
I could play the audio.
I play the audio then.
Yeah, because it ain't.
All right, turn it up.
My daddy mad at me because they done showed a picture of Michelle and Barack Obama in a gorilla suit. I said, oh, I can't have this. This is wrong. And them white folks, they mad at me now because I criticized what I didn't like. I thought it was disrespectful. Yes, I did. I thought it was disrespectful. I love America, but I don't like when you make fun of my peoples like that. That was wrong. So now I criticize them, and now all the white folks is coming at me, calling me all kinds of names. I've been good to those white folks. I did everything I can to campaign for my daddy to be in office. I was a good. I sure was a good. And now they after me now, calling me all kinds of. I don't appreciate that. Well, I hope to God that you black folk can forgive me for my sins. Did you hear what happened to Tim Scott? Tim Scott, I don't know. Remember in Get Out when the dude was almost trapped with the white family, and all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, I gotta get out." Something happened with Tim Scott where his blackness kicked him in the ass, because when Trump posted that picture of the Obamas with the monkey faces, monkey suits. Yo, Tim Scott actually said that was racist. He went against his daddy. He said, I didn't like what you said, and they are eating his ass up. They hate Tim Scott. Tim Scott, who has been the biggest
Sambo in politics. Yo, come on. Tim, the stuff that he would, remember he was begging Donald Trump, I love you, Donald Trump. Remember Tim Scott? This Tim Scott. Yeah. Keep your single soul shit. Tim Scott.
Okay, I'm gonna explain it. All right, so Tim Scott is like a senator, or he's in Congress, and he rides hard, man. They use him. He's a house nigga for sure. They use him hard against us. And what happened is the Obamas, they put the Obamas on Trump's Twitter in monkey suits and gorilla suits or whatever. And he caught offense to it and he spoke out about it. And now all the white supremacists and everybody that he thought was his people are now attacking him for standing up for that. So he's getting his rude awakening right now of white supremacists and what he was fighting for. He's getting his rude awakening, and all praises to the Most High. Hopefully he wakes up. You know what I'm saying? Now you see that these devils don't like you. You understand? So I'm sorry that didn't play, but y'all look that up, okay?
Hey,
Look that
Salakia,
up.
I tried a different solution. Hold on.
Oh, you got it? Hope so.
Yeah, hold on.
I want them to see it. See, we're diligently working, baby. All praises. If not, we're gonna move on. We got some more stuff. You know, we're gonna get into some scriptures. If he can't make that work, let's get Lamentations 4:17, Baba Kashaw. Let's get that up.
I already had it up.
Chamber. Yeah, all right,
it's crazy. It's crazy because I had that.
God.
All praises.
That's the spirit. Here he is.
Because they done showed a picture of Michelle and Barack Obama in a gorilla suit. I said, oh, I can't have this. This is wrong. Them white folks, they mad at me now because I criticized what I didn't like. I thought it was disrespectful. Yes, I did. I thought it was disrespectful. I love America, but I don't like when you make fun of my peoples like that. That was wrong. And so now I criticize them, and now all the white folks is coming at me, calling me all kinds of names. I've been good to those white folks. I did everything I can to campaign for my daddy to be in office. I sure was a good. And now they after me now, calling me all kinds of shit. I don't appreciate that. Well, I hope to God that you black folk can forgive me for my sins.
Did you hear what happened to Tim Scott? Tim Scott, I don't know. You remember in Get Out when the dude was almost trapped with the white family, and all of a sudden he was like, "Get out!" Yeah, get out. Something happened with Tim Scott, where his blackness kicked him in the ass, because when Trump posted that picture of the Obamas with the monkey faces and monkey suits, yo, Tim Scott actually said that was. Didn't like what you said, and they are eating his ass up. You hate Tim Scott. Tim Scott, who has been the biggest Sambo in politics. Yo, come on. Tim, the stuff that he would, remember he was begging Donald Trump, I love you, Donald Trump. Remember Tim Scott, this Tim Scott. Yeah, give you a little soft shoe. Love me some Donald Trump. He my daddy. My daddy gonna do it. Make America great again, because that's what I'm finna do. Work for my daddy. Tim Scott. Yeah,
and they're eating his ass alive. Yeah, they're showing him, man. We told you, Tim. Tim, you knew they were going to turn on your ass. You thought all you sellouts, all you Aunt Jemima handkerchief head ass Negroes, what did you expect? And don't come tapping your ass back down over to the black side. Stay the over there. All you black sellouts that are gonna get your just due, do not bring your ass back. And all you black folks, you better not forgive them, and not even the black church. Please don't do that, because we are so churchified that we will forgive people who shit on the culture all damn day. So remember, Tim, I'm sorry what happened to you. I'm glad you stuck up for the Obamas, but it's a little too late. Kadoo. Yeah.
All praises to water for your diligence to get that out, man. But hey, this is what's gonna happen. They ride so hard for them, and as soon as they get their moment, man, their black moment, boy, and they say, wait a minute, they're gonna get dealt with, man. These white folks are gonna show their true colors, but the Most High is doing that, man. The Most High is showing this country what these people actually feel for us. If you were tuned into the last lesson on Stockholm Syndrome, we brought out the synonyms of perpetual, because the scriptures tell us that this Esau, this white man, will hate us, perpetually hate us forever. You understand? And when we went through the synonyms, perpetual. Hey, you can you look that up real quick, somebody? I want to do it again. Perpetual. If you can get that synonyms, some of them synonyms are just ridiculous, man. It's everlasting, eternal, immortal.
I got them.
Read them for me, King.
God. Synonyms for perpetual: ageless, eternal, everlasting, unending, unceasing, ceaseless, constant, incessant, never ending, unremitting, endless, continual, continuous, lasting, permanent, and uninterrupted.
See that? That's how much this white man hates you. His hate for you is never going to stop. The one that always gets me is immortal. His hatred for you is immortal.
God.
It's time for our people to wake up, man. You understand? This is why we're doing this class. I had to do that again. We did that on the first part one. They had to do that again, man, because it's just, we got to get this through to our people, man. This man hates us.
I like that, though. Immortal.
That's his hatred for you.
Yeah, because he can't, because we supposed to be immortal. And he's not immortal. So his hate gotta be immortal.
Damn right. All praises to the Most High. Now let's get back to these scriptures, baby.
God. You want the Lamentations?
4
and 17, right?
Yeah, Lamentations 4 and 17, Baba Kashaw.
God. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
You see that? We're watching for a nation that can't save us. And that's what these house niggas are doing. They can't even save themselves. How are they going to save you? They got a hell of a judgment coming on them. You're watching for a nation that can't save us. Our people, man. Instead of coming back to these law, statutes, and commandments, and coming back to the understanding of who they are. They want to go to the white man. He can't even save himself. The white man is so unintelligent. He poisons his own water, kills off all the livestock that he needs to eat, destroying the soil that he needs to plant food in to survive, overfishing and polluting the oceans. He's a snake eating himself. He's polluting his own air that he needs to breathe.
Right.
And you're looking for him to save you? That's Stockholm Syndrome.
God.
That's what our people are experiencing. That's the illness that our people are going through. Give me 2 Chronicles 7 and 14, Baba Kashaw. God. Esau is the destroyer of worlds. We almost finished, y'all. We got a little bit more to go.
Con, this is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
You see that? It's that simple, Yasharala. We have to return to him. We have to return to his law, statutes, and commandments. We have to return to our identity. We're his people, and he's waiting on us. You know, I always talk about that man in the mirror, man. We got to work on ourselves, man, because there's no way you're going to get anything past the Most High God. You're a fool to think so. You can fool me, you can fool your camp, you can fool your brothers and sisters, but you can't fool your house. You understand? So humble yourself. Pray and seek his face daily, because we need him to come heal this land, man. All praise to the Most High. Give me Proverbs 3 and 31, Baba Kashaw.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And that's what our people suffer from. Stockholm Syndrome. We envy him, and we're choosing his ways. And our scriptures tell us to return back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, return back to being an Israelite, return back to his law, statutes, and commandments, return back to his ways, and he will heal the land. Give me Daniel 4 and 17, Baba Kashaw.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17.
Come on.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will and setteth up over it the basis of men.
You see that? Esau is the basis of men. But the Most High set him up there. Most High put him there. Most High put Trump in office. Most High did all of that. You understand? Give me Proverbs 21:1, Baba Kashaw. Most High is in control.
The book of Proverbs.
It's because the Most High got him doing it. Read.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Most High. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
He moving his whithersoever he will. So everything Donald Trump is doing, the Most High is making him do it. That's why all these prophecies are coming to pass just like that. Bang, bang, bang. All praises to the Most High. This is why we don't worry about it. We trying to get our people together before that final moment, man. Because we know what's going on. Give me Daniel 7:25, Baba Kashaw. You know, all praises to the Most High, man.
This is the book of. Nah, you got it. Nah, you got it.
I was just gonna say we living in a beautiful time. You understand? We living in a beautiful, beautiful time. You know, it looks like hell for the rest of them. It's looking like hell for Esau. But to us, we see our redemption coming. And it's a joyous time. Bring it out, King.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Uh-huh.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
What? He shall what?
Shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
He shall wear us out. Come on.
And think to change times and laws.
Uh-huh. He's done that. Come on.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Until a time and time and the dividing of times. This is what Esau did. This is what he's doing. That's why I don't understand how people sit up there and try to say Esau's the Arab and all of that. Like, what are you talking about? Every prophecy points to this white man. This is our people, man. That's Stockholm syndrome, trying to save Esau at its finest in this truth. Yes. Give me Daniel 8, 24 and 25, Baba Kashaw.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 24. The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse number 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
This is what he's doing. Go ahead.
And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to
through his what?
Through his policy.
Uh-huh.
He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall magnify himself. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
You see that?
He shall also
You see that? Through his policies. You know, this is this devil, man. But it's all in scripture. It all has to come to pass. Because there's going to be a reckoning, and we'll get into that as well. All right, I need that next video. The Mexican brother, Ricardo, and I can't say his last name. Now we're going to take the videos all the way down, how I positioned them. Baba Kashaw, because this is going to show that the Latinos are suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. The Latino tribes, the Northern Kingdom, who they sit up there and say that the chart is wrong and those aren't our people, la 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 la, but they suffer the same things. They you know, the scriptures are very precise on us hating each other as well. And it says that Judah was going to stop vexing Ephraim, and Ephraim is going to stop envying Judah in that point. But as soon as that comes up, he's talking about how, you know, the Mexicans through colonialism is dealing with Stockholm Syndrome as well. I hope he's not having a problem with this. This is another important one. But, you know, technology, man. You know how it goes, man. We do the best we can. But if we got to skip over this, I'll go into the other segment. But I definitely want to show that the Northern Kingdom is going through this as well. And also I want to bring out, you know, how the so-called Mexicans, if you look it up, they were being hung, and Gad were being hung at the same rate as the Negro down in the South. But we don't look up those histories. You understand? They suffer the same curses. They had a sign out in Texas where it said no Mexicans, no niggas, and no dogs. You know, there's a tree down there in Houston that I heard about through the elder's wife. It was a hanging tree. And it was hanging the Mexicans as well as us. This brother right here, I like his content. When you get a chance, pop that in there, baby. Looks like we going through the
very good Facebook page. It's called Mexican Problem. Probably millions of followers. They shared this. The level of Stockholm Syndrome that Mexican people, brown Latinos, suffer from is out of this world. What this shows is that as a collective, we brown people, we live desperately desiring the love of our colonizers. We cannot wait for a white tea person to show us some love so that we could praise them and make saints out of them. How do you have hundreds of thousands of indigenous people deported, mistreated, unalived, but the moment when two white ones get unalived, you make heroes out of them? That's very telling of the condition that we are in as brown people. We cannot wait for a white tea person to do something that they should be doing anyway to begin with. After all of this is their mess. This is white tea people's mess. They created this. So we're supposed to worship them because they're cleaning up their mess? Or it seems like they're cleaning up their mess. They're really not cleaning up anything, but they're performing as if they're cleaning up their mess, and they're supposed to be praised for cleaning up the problems that they started to begin with. We are a collective of people that worship whiteness, desperately desire proximity to whiteness. We want to become white in a way, and that is by getting with white people and creating children with them, creating families with them, whitening our next generations, etc. Our mission collectively as brown people is to whiten, not just physically, but culturally. We want to fully assimilate and be identified as white. Ironically, the name of that page is Mexican Problems. That, what you're doing, that in itself is a Mexican problem. It's kissing the ass of your colonizers. It's worshiping white tea people. So you literally are Mexican Problem.
See that? You see that, man? You know, they suffer the same things we do. You know, I noticed that when I was put up the next video, Baba Kashaw, and Ash, if you step away, hit pause, please. Hit mute. I'm hearing your conversation. Okay.
God.
All praises. When I lived in New Mexico, I saw the same thing that I saw in the black community. You know, you had the American, Mexican, and the Mexican, or the so-called Mexicans that came in from Mexico. And the ones that were over here, they call them Chicanos, right? And the other ones, they called them a derogatory term called Mojavs. And there was a beef between them because these, and hear me, these ones right here would sit up there and say that their ancestors from Spain, and some of them are true. That's true. But the thing was to be from Spain versus from Mexico, right? That white supremacy that they had on them, they would rather be, even if they weren't from Spain, than to be considered from Mexico. And they thought that they were better because they were brought over here or they were living in America versus their brothers that were coming up from Mexico. You understand? So it was the same thing. House nigger, field nigger. We go through the same curses. You understand? Northern Kingdom is suffering it just like we are. It's just that we also have the curse of going at each other as well. So that's why you have Negro onlys. Despite all the artifacts that you find over here. I lived in New Mexico. There was a town right next to me called Las Lunas. They were our rivals in football, basketball, track. And in Las Lunas, there's a mountain that you could go up on, and the Las Lunas stone is there. We had no idea until I came in this truth. But I was literally 10 miles away from the Las Lunas stone. What's on that Las Lunas stone? Ancient Paleo Hebrew, the 10 Commandments. How did that get there? Negro only? How did that get there? And then when you go down into Mexico, all the artifacts and everything, how did they get there? There's the Las Lunas stone right there. I was literally 10 minutes away from it, 15 minutes away from it, had no idea. My best friend, Sapar, who some of you know and met, when I go back out there, we're going to try to get up there. But you have to have, you can't just go visit it. It's on Gadite land. You can't just willy-nilly go visit it. You got to go and tell them why you're going to visit it and everything. They won't they guard it. You understand? They guard it. So most High will, when I get out to New Mexico, me and the brother want to get up there, my brother Sapar, we want to get up there. And another thing to these Negro onlys, I met my brother Sapar when I was 12 years old. Sapar knew he was an Israelite before half of you Negroes. He never met One West. He never met that chart. His family and them, they grew up Israelites out of Mexico. You Negro onlys make me sick. Scriptures tell you that we'll be like a speckled bird in everything. But because we haven't had something to call our own, now you Johnny-come-latelys, now you want to cut out your brothers. And don't even realize that scripture. It says that you are going to vex them and they're going to envy you. But you don't see that scripture.
Yeah.
All praises. Bring this out right here. Play that if you can, brother. Hope the sound works.
Anywhere. They see a Latino or they see a black person?
They see they wondering because my vibe is different. I smile too much. I'm too happy. I'm not nothing negative about me. I have too much happiness. It's hard. It's hard for people to ever be mad at me. That's why I say.
Hold on. What does your happiness and your joy have to do with the way people identify you?
A lot, because once again, like I said earlier, our image, the way they see us is the way they see us on TV fighting, disrespecting people, loud.
This is a Northern Kingdom brother.
Yeah, I'm never like that. I always keep God with me. I'm always just a happy-going, godly person, brother. I try my best not to fight. I used to do that when I was young.
So you don't act black, basically.
I'm acting for you. I'm acting in the spirit supposed to come for you. This is yours. I want you to run this. I don't.
No. Right. No. But I said, when people see you, do they see a Latino or a black person? And you said, I'm too happy. I'm smiling all the time. I'm smiling all the time. I'm too happy. I'm in a good mood. So that means what? You're not black?
I never said that. I'm never said that.
When people look at you, do they see a black person or a Latino?
I don't know, because nobody ever said you black. People just come up to me and say I'm black.
How about this? Let's ask the chat. Let's ask my chat. Chat, when y'all see him, if you were to see him out and about, you see a black guy or a Latino? I see a black guy.
I'm an old cat, man. I just look young. It's just the Latin blood in me, you know. I'm 58 years old, you know.
Hold on. You look young. You sure it's not the black?
House Negro. You see?
It's the Latin blood, brother.
You know see that? Black don't crack. You sure that ain't what's hitting?
It doesn't crack, but you know, I gotta give love to everything in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mixture of so much stuff that I just can't get to one. You know, I don't go by the one drop black blood. You know, that's the American way. A lot of stuff that you teaching is so much love, man. And I'm loving the way you teach me. Man, I listen to your stuff and I listen to your podcast. And hey, man, you're so much intelligent, man. And you're giving a lot of jewels to a lot of people. And you know, you waking the world up. Like you're waking the Latinos up. You know what I'm saying? We have to give respect to the different cultures, especially the cultures that what we are as Latinos. You know what I'm saying? That's just the beauty in us. If you're Latino now, you the new nigga. You are the new nigga here in America. Because African American now, they're backing up. African Americans like, man, that's not our fight. We don't care. But we just need people like yourself, Ricardo. We need people like yourself, more people. But sometimes I'm scared of you because you're almost like a Malcolm X. I'm scared of you because something can happen to you. These white folks are not playing. All the time when I'm around my African American brothers and sisters, they always say to me, Alex, you black, just like me, Alex, you black. Stop trying to deny you're not black. When that law passes and say you're going to receive your 40 acres and a new for what happened here in America to the blacks. Now, when I get in that line and say, I'm just like you guys say I'm black, just like you. All them niggas gonna turn around and say, nigga, you ain't like us, nigga. You ain't nothing. Oh, now I'm not like you guys. Now I'm not like you guys now. But all the other time I'm supposed to be like you guys. If you understand what I'm saying.
Let's ask my chat. Chat, when y'all see him, if you were to see him out and about, you see a black guy or a Latino? I see a black guy.
I gotta let my hair down. I got a long curly hair.
If it's not disrespectful, take your cap off. If it's not disrespectful,
I gotta comb my hair, man.
Go ahead.
Just like you had to get.
Yep. Go ahead. Let me fix my hair since he wants to look handsome and shit. All right, let's see. Let's see that beautiful hair. There you go. Okay, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate you. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable by removing your hat. Okay.
So the brain's taken out.
So when people look at this man out and about, do they see a Latino or they see a black man? Everybody says black. Everybody, literally, everyone in the comments right now in this live, every single person says black. I'm saying black.
Of course they see, but that's not what you said. What do people see? I don't know because people don't come up to me and say you black.
Well, we're finding out right now. We're finding out what people see. And these are people from everywhere.
That's fine.
These are people from everywhere, not just in the U.S., from Latin American countries.
You got to see me in person, brother.
Okay, how about this? When you see me, what do you see?
I see an Indian. I don't see no Mexican.
An Indian as in what?
Indian American, Indian
person
that got the Indian card from here in America. That got the Indian card that you live in that, what you call it, in the you got the benefits and stuff, to live in the compound where, you know what I'm saying, you guys got your own land and everything. That's what I see until you open your mouth.
And I open my mouth, and what do you hear now?
I see a street dude. I see a street. Hey man, I see a street dude, bro. I see a person that's just like me. I say, baby, hey man, what's the color, son?
Let me ask you a question different. I was gonna go back to the original, but now you sparked my interest.
All right, let me get the next video. The purpose of this is to show that, you see how he was dipping and dodging, to say that he was everything but, the color he is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, this next one's going to show as well. And this is what this guy does. I don't know if anybody, I like his content. He really, gets at the Latin community about, their racism and everything. So let me see this. This is a mother right here, and she has a black child. Watch this.
Like, what? I'm not black either, so I know what I am. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I am just. That's my baby.
Let me say hi to him. Hi. That's a black kid right there.
That is not a just black kid though.
That's
he is
black
a
kid.
Haitian, Panamanian, Puerto Rican kid.
Hey,
He
young
is
man.
mixed.
Young man, come here real quick. What? Listen, sir, I teach these things in schools. You're black. Don't be ashamed, okay? Don't be ashamed of that. Don't be ashamed of that.
Tell him how you feel.
Don't let nobody make you feel ashamed of being black, sir. Don't let nobody make you feel ashamed of that. Hey, listen, young man. When somebody in this world looks at you, the first thing they see is a black boy. That's it. Whatever else you have, like culturally, what your mom is, they don't see that when they see you. When the world sees you, they identify somebody that's black. Everything
You
else.
full of shit. They see their mama's son.
That's true.
They see their mama's son.
They identify dad as black.
They don't identify me as shit.
Yes.
They can't identify me for nothing.
Yes, mom.
You're not gonna identify people by stuff that you don't even know for facts. Like you are such a lie.
That's how race works. It's a social construct. It's how society views you when they first see you. When I first saw this kid, I saw a black kid. That's what race is.
You are just colorblind because there is a term for a light-skinned and dark-skinned person. There's called light-skinned and dark-skinned. There's a difference between a difference between a Kenyan and a
white supremacy.
A Guyanian. They're different. They're not the same. You're saying that just because they present with a dark complexion, that they're considered one race.
His complexion is not how I identified him as black. It's his phenotype, his features. This young man right here, this young man's phenotype, his features. Listen, his features is what identifies him as black. He could even be lighter than he is now. He could be lighter, but if his features are the same, it's what black is. It's the phenotype of somebody, not the complexion. There's people that are black presenting that are very light complected, very light. You mean to tell me when anyone in society that doesn't know anything about him, when they first see him, they could tell that he's Haitian, that he's Puerto Rican, that he's Panamanian? Or do you think they say that's a black kid? You think that when somebody that doesn't know him at all, they see a black kid? Or you think they see a Puerto Rican, they see a Haitian, they see whatever else you want him to claim? Or do you think they see a black kid?
I'm not thinking, I'm saying that I'm black, but it's all good. I mean, I'm starting to understand that I can be whatever I want to be, like a frog. If I want to be a fucking leopard, if I want to be a fucking I can be whatever. Fuck. I want to be. You know what I'm saying? This is America, and I can be whatever the fuck I want to be.
Bye, young man.
You see that?
Why?
Stupid.
Because you called me a black girl when I didn't have camera access, and I'm about to turn my camera on. It's like calling me a bitch. You calling me out of my name. I am not. I am trigueña. I am trigueña.
Wait, calling you black is like calling you bitch?
Yes.
That's what offends me about people from over there. You think identifying you racially as black is an insult? Why is being black a fucking insult to you guys?
Because that's not
the language.
My nationality. That's not my race.
What is your race?
My mama didn't tell me I was black. She said I wasn't black because we're not black. I told you it has something to do with the hair.
If you would have said to me, Ricardo, you look black. Well, I don't think so. But if you did, that's an opinion. That's not an insult. You're insulted because somebody identified you racially as black. Why is it?
You had me in tears. I was in tears because you're making it seem like I don't know who I am.
You want me to tell you something? Race is a social construct. It has nothing to do with who your parents are and where you were born. Did you know that? It has to do with the way anybody in society identifies you visibly when they see you. It has nothing to do with your blood, what the DNA says, who your parents are. Nothing. It has all to do with somebody seeing you and thinking they know what you are. That's what race is, a social construct. How could it be an insult for somebody to identify you as what they visibly see?
I came out the womb. I came from.
All right, that's good right there. I just wanted to, show that. I think I have one more, or is that it? Is there one more, or is that it? No. Yeah, you see, it's us. It's Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. You understand? Have this Stockholm syndrome. She said calling her Judah was calling her a bitch. Excuse my language, especially on the Shabbat, but I'm just repeating, it was an insult to her that she said she was crying. You understand? That's the severity of what our people all over this earth is going through. Can you imagine the ones over there in India, what they're going through? I've heard some horror stories. Can you imagine, the Israelites that are scattered in Iraq and Iran? I've heard some horror stories. Can you imagine that over there with those racist Arabs? This is what our ancestors are going through, obviously because of what we've done. But I definitely wanted to bring light on this. Will we have one more? Okay, yeah, this one. This is two Dominicans. This one, that the lighter one and the darker one, and what they go through. After this, we'll go to some scriptures, and then we'll close it out. All praises.
Terrorism exists in Dominican Republic?
100%.
So, in your opinion, why does this Dominican down here claim that he's never experienced it?
Because he's whitey. If you're black, there's nothing for you. But if you're white, there's something for you.
El diablo. You know me at all? No?
I don't know you, but I can see you.
Why, when I ask her if colorism is real, and she lives in Dominican Republic, she says instantly yes, but you say, I've never experienced it.
I never experienced it.
Yes.
Because you're white. Even if you're not white, let's say that you're not white, you're light complected. So even if they treat you wrong, if you are...
He's right.
No. Mira que lo que pasa. If I'm standing right by you, people will see me and treat me different in comparison to you. And if I am alone, people will treat me one way. But if I am with you, a white man that is with me, a black woman, people will treat me differently because I am with you in comparison with I am alone, or if I am with an other colored person. They will not treat me the same. You know how I know this?
Eso in general, mami. In general, right?
And I know this because my mama is white and my dad is black. And when I tell you black, I'm telling you this. And I notice the difference when I'm hanging out with my mom and when I'm hanging out with my dad. I am a lawyer. I finished law school. I'm 25 years old. You know that when I was on classes, taking my classes in college and all that, we had to go to courts and everything to do resumes and yada, yada, yada. And in multiple occasions, I had to tie my hair up because they did not let me in with my afro.
No relax.
Because it's not professional. And how dare you? Aquí en Dominicana.
Aquí en Dominicana.
Yeah, and they told me quietly, yeah, you have to do this porque que, like, hey, I know they have to finish your homework. Like, tie your hair so you can go in.
That's not nice. No.
Because even she understood it was wrong. But guess what? She was a dark-skinned lady. She understood me. The shame that I felt the first time that somebody said that to me because of my hair. She saw it and she understood.
In Dominican Republic, you felt that shit too? Yeah.
Really? I never lived anywhere else. I'm actively living here. I work here. I have like everything here.
Okay. Man, that's not nice.
That's awful.
That's not nice.
But the fact that you don't understand or experience something does not make it disappear. It's just not happening to you. At the end of the day, that is the importance of understand what are the consequences of having kids with a black parent.
We have 2 Dominicans here, and she lives in DR. Does colorism exist in Dominican Republic?
100%.
So that's it.
So
that's
in
it
your
right there.
opinion, why does
all praises to the Most High? You see that? You know, so post-traumatic slave syndrome. We're experiencing it everywhere, all over the earth. Stockholm syndrome, all over the earth. Yeah, like the brother said, I know black. You know what I'm saying? And we know that, obviously, we're not black. We're many shades of brown, but we understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely wanted to bring that out as well, that the Northern Kingdom, is experiencing it as well. But let's get back into some of these scriptures here and let's take it on home. I know the brothers got to get to camp. All praises. I want Baruch 4 and 6, bring it down to 16, Baba Kashar. The book of Baruch in the Apocalypse. All praises to the Most High. 4 and 6, and bring it down to 16.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. Book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies.
So we're delivered unto our enemies. But he didn't do this for our destruction. You understand? We're going to be redeemed. Read on.
For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh. Ye have forgotten the everlasting.
Come on.
Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Come on.
For when she saw the wrath of Yahweh coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. God hath brought upon me great mourning.
Come on.
For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them.
You see that? This was a vision. Okay? This is what I say when I say the prophets mourning, when they were seeing these visions. Come on.
With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of Yahweh.
Because we departed from these law, statutes, and commandments is why we suffer today. Come on.
They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness.
Come on.
Let them that dwell about Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverenced old man nor pitied child. These have carried away.
Hold on. They don't love our children all the way to our old. These are part of the curses. This is the vision that Baruch is describing. Come on.
God. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone desolate without daughters.
You see that?
God.
So, all praises to the Most High. Give me Sirach 12, verse 10 through 12, Baba Kashar. We wrapping it up in a minute. I just want to get to a few more scriptures. Yeah, Sirach 12. Khan. Sirach 12, verse 10 through 12.
Khan.
All praises to the Most High. Let's go.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Never trust this white man, or all these nations for that matter. But specifically, we talking about this devil right now, because he's gonna be wicked. He's gonna do what he's supposed to do. Read on.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
You see that?
Set him not by thee.
Though he comes to you humble and everything, he's still the snake he is, and he's gonna attack.
Right.
He's still a serpent. Read on.
Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
You see that? That's why we don't bring them into the congregation. You understand? That's why we don't do anything with them. You understand? Because he's our enemy. He'll get up in here. Everything that we do, he wants to get involved with. Look what he did to hip hop. Look what he did to all the forms of music that we did. You understand? Even R&B now, they got that. Jazz, rock and roll, that's just music. The scriptures. That's what you do when that enemy comes in humble. He takes it over and stands in your place. Now he's Jewish. That's what he does.
Right. Salakia. Now we just brung it out about the servant and the prince.
Khan, exactly. How about that? Khan.
Yeah, he took our place, right? So he's in our seat.
Khan.
On the horse. Right.
Khan. But listen, give me 2nd Ezra's 2 and 40, because listen, we gotta stay strong, Israel. You know what I mean? We living in a powerful time here. We gotta stay strong, because this is what's waiting for us. Remember this. Every time you want to give up, you want to do this, you want to do that, remember, You're suffering now, but the Most High is got something waiting for us. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, verse 40. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in a white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord.
Come on.
The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, the Most High, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed.
The people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed, meaning separated now. Come on.
I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number.
This is the multitude that they talk about in the book of Revelations. A great people, a multitude that could not be numbered. Come on.
And they all praise the Most High with songs.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Come on.
So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms.
Now are we crowned and receive palms. Come on.
Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed. It is the Son of God, the Most High Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Most High.
All praises.
Then the angel said,
Come on, bring it
then
out.
the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord, the Most High God, thou hast seen.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. With this, that is the end of this lesson. But it is the Shabbat. We do not forget the Shabbat. I have a couple of scriptures, and then we'll take it on out of here. Give me Exodus 8 and 11, Baba Kashar, for the sake of the Shabbat. All praises to the Most High. Ashur Shabbat. Yasharallah.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 8, verse 11. You want 8 and 11?
Khan. No.
Right.
That's not it. That's not it.
Yep.
Exodus 8 and 11. Give me Leviticus 23 and 3. And it's Exodus 20, verse 8 to 11. Yeah, Khan.
Right.
I'm bugging. Shalakia
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
No problem. All right. So you want Leviticus 23 and 24?
23 and 3.
23 and 3? Okay, Khan. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest. A holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord Most High in all your dwellings.
In all our dwellings, baby. All praises to the Most High. Now give me that Exodus, which I blundered. Exodus 20. Verses 8 to Exodus 20, verse 8 to 11, Baba Kashar.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
That's 11.
For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
And hallowed it. All praises to the Most High. One more. Give me Isaiah 58, verse 13 and 14. One more, baby.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Most High, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Most High, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Most High have spoken it.
All praises to the Most High. Ashur Shabbat, Yasharallah. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That brings my lesson to a close. Part 2 of Stockholm Syndrome. All praises. I hope you were edified. I hope you learned something. I hope it brought something to your heart, even some healing to your mind, you know, and maybe have a little more compassion on your brothers and sisters and understanding that we are all going through something. Matter of fact, one more scripture. Got to close it with this. Baba Kashaw, Isaiah 1 and 5, Baba Kashaw. One more. Sorry, guys, but we're going to get out of here. Ariel, you want to come on and so we can get the prayer going? And then I know you guys got to get to camp soon. But come on, bring that out and let's close.
Khan, I got you.
Khan, book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. The whole head is sick. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
And the whole heart faint. All praises to the Most High. Dawada, Dawada, Dawada. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Kum Yasharala.
Kum Yashala.
Come.
Kum Yashala.
Beautiful lesson, King. Part 2 indeed. He said,
King.
Good old master. We sick, Mo.
We sick, right.
We sick.
God.
Yeah.
Master, we sick?
Hey. He said en español, ay diablo, ay diablo.
God. God.
El blanco es bueno. El blanco es bueno. You know?
God. All praises, King. All praises. Dawada, Dawada, Yahweh Shai. Dawada, King.
Chef in the kitchen. You can't be cooking on a Sabbath, brother.
God.
Good. So all praises.
Mama Gail. All praises.
So all praise Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Give you at least 30 seconds and let's close out with the Lord's Prayer. A beautiful, beautiful class again. We'll be back with part 3. Time, Most High.
God. So, hey man, there's enough on this subject.
God.
Don't be surprised.
God. Yeah, that's heavy, man. Lord of mercy. Yeah, that Northern Kingdom brother tried to cap talking about, hey, there's no racism in the sister on the neck.
I know black. I know black.
Yeah, I know black. Yeah. Right, Mino Moreno.
God.
Yes. All right, all praise. All right, let's go with the Lord's Prayer. God, all praise Yahweh Shemi Awashai, Hashem Chakadash, Shemai Yasharallah, Yahweh Allah Haynawa, Yahweh Ahad, Abanawa, Shabashemayim, Kodash, Haya Shamka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Natananawa, Laham, Hayuam, Wasalach Nawa, Habawaf Nawa, Kasalach Nawa, Habawaf Nawa, Wala'at, Tabiyai Nawa, Benasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan Rai, Kaya Laka, Hamalakwaf, Waha'ala, Wahataparaf, Lai Walamyam, Amen. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and we forgive our debts, you forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. We come to Yahweh Shemi Awashai to also bring death and destruction and wrath and righteous judgment on the heathens and on our oppressors that's been oppressing us for more than 400 years, that have destroyed us as a people, mentally, physically, spiritually, have destroyed us as well financially, have bring in the wickedness of divide and conquering, have bring in the wickedness to our people of self-hatred. Yahweh Shemi Awashai. We also come to you on the Sabbath day to strengthen us as your people, as a nation of Israel throughout the four corners of the earth, to strengthen us to overcome these trials and tribulations, to also to put the curses upon our enemies and the heathens that have oppressed us and have taken advantage of us in our lowest estate, to give us the spirit to endure, to give us the spirit to be strong for the return of Yahweh Shai, and also to praise your name throughout the days in boldness and also in righteousness. The water, the wab avalam. Amen. God. All right. Cool. So, quick thing. Any last things you want to add before we close out?
Dawada, Gabar Ash, excellent reading. Always, appreciate you. I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and I hope this has helped you, have some greater understanding about what's going on mentally with our people. All praise to Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Kom Yasharala.
Kom Yashala. Kom Yashala.
All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. Yeah. Hallelujah. Come on! Oh, Hayanawa, how great is your mighty power? How pray your son give all heathens golden showers. The great power, it saves life for some sour. Souls that run with devils all get devoured. An ancient power that drop towers and make you cower. Oh, Hayanawa, the scriptures give me superpowers. We can build up or we can tear down. He's prepared for all problems, come get it, clown. Jeremiah 6:11, I'll tear you down. Street fighter, sure right, you can rap her down. A snack napper, move on to the next chapter. The devil's on my ass, it's my soul he's after. I pray to y'all that the spirit will wake Jacob. Don't let the enemy try to break your neighbor. Do the favor, for y'all's honor be a shaker. Battle cry like a decep, what's the flavor? I'm on parole because of Howard Shine and good behavior. Anytime a dumb ass can't lose that favor.
tread lightly. The scripture daily, they incite me. The harsh ones every day, yeah, they bite me. Now I'm learning the truth, yeah, the devil fight me. Lock me up, the devil lie, try to date me. But Yahweh Shai, there's somebody Yahweh Shai. Show this might, and I watch all the devils fly. Oh, Hayanawa, my money got a great power. At will, there's earthquakes, volcanic showers. Death the heathens that front like they got power. And I pray you snatch souls every hour. Oh, Hayanawa, my money got a great power. At will, there's earthquakes, volcanic showers. Death the heathens that front like they got power. And I pray you snatch souls every hour. Oh, Hayanawa, my money got a great power. At will, there's earthquakes, volcanic showers. Death the heathens that front like they got power. And I pray you snatch souls every hour. All praises.
House of Israel. HOI till chariots fly.